Hey, welcome back, everybody. We are bringing back the CullCraft. We are back once again. This might be like the fifth time that I have now restarted the series, but I'm telling you guys, I'm promising you guys, this it may be the last. Maybe. I'm gonna leave a little disclaimer on there that we might restart sometime again, but I really want to play this game that I've loved for so many years now. I really want to play it through for a very extended amount of time, which I've really never done before. I've had some worlds where I've made it pretty far, done some cool stuff with, but ultimately never really continued through with it. And I'm kind of disappointed in myself for that. I think it'd be really cool to have a world that I could, um, open up and see some of the things that I've done over the years. And so I'm hoping that in a couple of years, that's what I can do with this world here. So I have big plans for today, which is why I didn't want to bore you guys with all the, cutting down the trees and going mining for the first time, getting materials. I went ahead and did that. I tried to encapsulate all that into the intro that you saw there. Hopefully you guys like that. But yeah, I got a decent amount of stuff. I got some more stuff in the furnace here. But I think we got a good amount of stuff to start working with. I have big plans for today. I want to get our first building up. So before we do that, before we really get too far ahead of ourselves, kind of want to give you a general idea of my plan for this place. And a little disclaimer too, I am using a couple of mods, not a lot, but one mod that I am using is a free cam mod. And yeah, you could use this to cheat and stuff. I could go look at the world below. I'm not gonna do that. In fact, I think there's a way to turn the collisions off. So I'm gonna have to see. I actually don't know exactly how to do that, but I do know that it is an option. So I'm gonna make it to where you can't just go under the world and look for spawners, look for chests, things like that. But I do think the free cam tool is gonna be handy because I have a big plan for this whole area here, and I kind of want you to get in your head. Think about Venice, the city on water. It's kind of my goal for the area that we have here. I chose this seed specifically. I found it myself, but I stuck with it because of this ocean area here. And then I like this big land piece here surrounded by water. So I think that's going to make it very nice for us to try to do this Venetian-style area and to have builds in there with that. So yeah, our main focus is going to be on that area over there, but we do need some stuff to get started. And so I'm going to actually start off just with our spawn island, and we're going to get this totally redecorated, rebuilt up today with our first build. Despite my large amount of resources that I have gathered, that was sarcastic by the way, I think that I need to do some exploring. And I actually know I need to do some exploring because for our build today, I want to get some red sand. And red sand's only found in the Badlands biome. So I'm going to have to go around, explore a bit, check out some biomes, see what we got around us and what we can get. And the first thing that I noticed is it looks over there in the water that there is a ship. So we're going to go check that out, loot that. Hopefully there's a buried treasure map and we can get some even more loot from that as well. And we got our buried treasure chest. So we're gonna go see if we can find this thing and yeah, see what kind of loot we can get. All right, interestingly enough, it looks like we're just on the other side of our spawn island, and it should be, yeah, it looks like it's on this little piece right here. And I want to show you guys a little trick if you did not know this, but looking at the X there, it's a little bit hard to figure out exactly where your chest is. And sometimes it can be a bit of a pain to find. But if you turn your chunk borders on, you can see what chunk the chest is definitely in, and then the chest is going to be in the center of that chunk. So I think chunks are like 8 by 8 of these big squares. So we're 4 in. Kind of 4 in there. I think about right here we should be close. I might just totally embarrass. Oh no, there we go. Yeah, you can see that you can find the chest there in the center of the chunk. So that's just what I've been doing ever since I learned that, because I used to dig up a bunch and be like, I don't think a chest exists here. But yeah, we got that loot. Let's go see what else we can find. Oh, looks like there's a village right over there, so we'll probably go check that out. Alright, let's see what our neighbors from across the pond have to offer. Berries. Large fern. Another large fern. Some arrows. A not so large fern. Ooh, but a bundle though. And some saplings. Alright, we're definitely going to want to make sure that we keep these villagers safe. Over here, looks like they got a golem to protect them. Why is there just like random beef laying there? I'll gladly take that. And my inventory is full. Yeah, but we're going to want to make sure that we... do we need this anymore? I don't know. We'll pick it back up. Keep these guys safe. We'll definitely probably want to be trading with them and things like that. Yeah, so got a decent bit of stuff from them. I think the bundle's really cool. We're definitely going to use that. Yeah, we'll just want to keep them safe. I'm going to keep exploring, see what else we can find out here. Just collecting some more ferns. Never know when you're going to need a good amount of ferns. Looks like there's some cats lurking about, so I'm going to try and see if we can... I think I saw two. I saw this one and an orange one. I'm going to see if we can tame them, bring them back across the water with us. Have those guys over there. I've never really had good luck catching these cats. Like, I thought you were supposed to, like, sneak up with fish. And I think it's raw fish. I got some raw cod in my hand. But they just seem to run away, like, no matter what I do. So I might just try to, you know, run and quickly feed it some fish. I'm gonna give that a shot, see if we can get this guy. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, bro is juking me out right now, so not going well for me. And dude was just sitting there, but oh, okay. Definitely raw fish. Definitely ate one of them. And just get it some more. No, tree is in my way. Tree is, there we go. All right, so this guy is a friend. Let's have him follow us. And then I think I saw an orange cat over here. So I'm gonna try to do the same with this guy over here. We got 6 fish. That should be plenty. That is a pig, not a cat. All right, we got 1 cat delivered, and a second, and a third. You know, just doing some work. A little creeper action. That's all. Only our second death already. 1 episode in already. Oh my gosh, there's a freaking creeper over here. I'm bringing that thing away. Come on out into the water so you don't blow up any of my stuff. Yeah, first episode, 2 deaths already. Not the first episode I was looking for, you know? But yeah, we'll see what we can do. You can kind of see some of the work I've been doing. I got tired of eating fish 24/7, so I went ahead and made up a little farm area. Just a little bit, and then I've been breeding up these cows. I don't really want to pin them in here, so, I mean, we're like on a kind of islandy thing here. Anyways, so I guess this is like a peninsula. It's pretty much an island. There's like 2 blocks keeping it from being an island, so I'll call it an island. We got this island thing here, so I think we're good to just breed them up every so often without actually pinning them up and stuff. I think some of them just died in that creeper explosion. I was actually trying. Whoa! Can we not? Come on, buddy. Okay. Can we not be trying to kill my cows right now? And then the other thing is this area over here I've been working on it, just clearing it out. And also, I want the city... I don't know, I'm questioning things now, but I think I want it to be 2 blocks above sea level. So yeah, I've been working on this area over here, flattening it out, removing some trees and stuff, and then also getting some good resources so that we can do the same thing over here on this island, because we're actually not going to be worried about that today. I just wanted to start clearing it out, getting some resources so that we could build up this island over here, get our first building down. So I've collected some resources, but I'm still missing that red sand we had talked about. So I think I'm going to gather up some food here, and then I'm going to head on that away, see if we can find ourselves a badland, see what else is over there, collect some red sand. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so I have been busy collecting some of those resources that I was talking about, and we had to expand our storage bit here, but this is some of the stuff primarily I'll be using for this build. There's a ton of other stuff, but these are kind of the foundational pieces. So I'm ready to start putting that up, except before I can actually put the building up, I want to focus on reshaping this island a little bit. Or whatever you would call this here. Actually, we are going to make an island. So I have these cows that I've been bringing up, and I got this farm here. And I think what I want to do, because I've had a lot of the cows keep wandering this way, and I don't really want to fence them in, because that just like looks dumb and whatnot. I just want to leave it, free range. I think I might cut this off, make this piece an island, make this its own island, and then I definitely need to bring some sheep over. So I might do the same thing with that. Just like cut it off here. Kind of like have island of sheep, island of cows, and then we're going to reshape this bit over here into an island as well. And when we're doing that, I want to make it look like that over there. So I'm going to go into free cam again so I can show you guys what I have been working on over here. I had kind of talked about it already, but I flattened out and I got to the height that I want. For this front section up here. The only reason I didn't get rid of this tree is because there's a beehive, and I actually don't know how to get the bees in the beehive and stuff. So I need to look that up so we can get that beehive, and then we can chop down the tree. But there's some more work I want to do over here. Like I wanted to remove the stone, put that in with grass. I also want the sand. I don't want it to go all the way around, like the whole thing. But I think for this front piece up here, if I can have the sand go around just the front piece up here, I think that will look really nice. And then I don't really like how it is now, where it's like this half is sand, this half is grass. So I'm going to have like the sand come around. But anyways, all that is just stuff for future plans. I just wanted to go ahead and start working on it, so that way when we're ready to go over there, the land will be ready as well. But let's focus on what we got today, which is this island here, and then I'm going to be putting in our first building for our city. Alright guys, I have been working pretty hard on this building, trying to get this all polished up. Yeah, you can kind of see the look that I was going for, why I wanted the red sand. And then also when I was grabbing the red sand, I saw this like orange terracotta, so I thought that would look good. I also sprinkled in some acacia wood and some stripped acacia wood as well, so the planks and the stripped wood. But kind of going for a brick style building. So I know this stuff isn't brick, but it kind of fits the color well, I think, and kind of, had it fade in some areas. I had to use some reference images, and I noticed this pattern a lot, where the bottom was like very orangish color, and then towards the top, the bricks were more visible. So I tried that out with this building, and I think it looks pretty good. I did consider maybe like it would look better if the bricks were on the bottom, but like I said, I had like a reference image, and I was kind of going off of that. So overall, I'm kind of happy with how this turned out. I could probably done a little bit better job transitioning into the brick there. I think I did better on this side than the other side. Yeah, but overall, I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll just give you a view of around the building here. So this area up here is the front, and we're going to do a little bit more work to that as well. And you can kind of see around the side here. And actually all these sides need some work on. So that's the side there. I like this little archway, walkway here. I'm pretty happy with that. And then on this back side, I just have a ladder going up to the top and our roof there. But the real exciting stuff, I think, of this building is on the inside, because we have a lot going on in here, as we should, because this is our starter place, and we have a lot of things we're going to need this building to provide us with as we get started into our Minecraft world. And I've tried to cram all of that stuff into this building here. So you can see the furnaces are up there. I kind of like that look. The only thing is they're not super easy to use, but they are usable. which is nice. And then I also threw over here a smoker and a blast furnace. So we got those needs taken care of. The storage is just kind of sprinkled throughout. I was trying to develop a system, but there's just so many storage crates. Like even this stuff is being utilized here. And then I even have some bulk storage up there, which we can expand if we really needed to. But I didn't want storage to be an issue for us in our starter place. And I wanted to try and keep things as organized as possible. So, yeah, we are definitely utilizing storage here. And I'm also using armor stands. I got, let's see, I think I have 4 in here. This is the only one that has stuff on it. Yeah, I just don't have anything really to put on that right now. I did upgrade our armor to be iron. I was caving and almost died a few times. Didn't, luckily. So only have 1 death so far for our episode. But I did want to go ahead and play it safe and get that armor, which I probably would have died without it. So it was a good thing I did that. If you come around the counter here with me, you can see we got this place kind of set up. This is supposed to be like a shopping, like traders place, kind of a little store area here. So we do have this cash register, and I would like to get a villager back here. So I actually have a workstation set up to have a Fletcher, and then I am planning on bringing a villager, so I have this set up here. It's a 4-block drop, and if we have that string, we can put a carpet here, and hopefully the villager knows or thinks that this is a 4-block fall and will not walk over it, because I want this villager to kind of utilize this way to walk in, and I'm not sure it will there, but if we can at least just get the villager in and it stays in, that would be good. So I don't think it can. I know I can jump over on this. I don't think the villager does. I could totally be wrong by that, but I don't think the villager will jump on this, and if it won't walk on this carpet, I don't have to worry about it jumping on this block here. So that should be good there. And if you're confused about the map that's here, this is just our treasure map. I put it up there kind of make it look like a computer screen, you know, checkout station. There is like somebody getting their goods, and that's what the cash register would be working with. So yeah, I think it does the trick all right, but yeah. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a villager to bring back and put in that station there to be our Fletcher and kind of serve as our cashier there. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and find a villager that does not already have a profession and get them back and safe in our starter base. All right, so that method's not going to work to keep them in. So yeah, I'm not quite sure what we'll do about that. I guess for now, let me get another axe here. I guess for now, we will just make it to where he can walk behind here if he so chooses. So put those back. And then I think, let's see, we are missing a pressure plate, which is strange, but yeah, we're gonna get a pressure plate there, but basically he should be able to just walk right through that if they so choose. And oh, okay, let's not die. Let's not die to a spider here. I thought I heard a zombie, and I was really worried that it was gonna get our villager. All right, let's get back to the tour of the inside here. Like I said, there is storage all throughout. Now over here, I'm actually gonna be utilizing this area here. You might see that I've gone ahead and added kind of all the workstations we would need. This loom we're gonna be using here in a bit, so I got the loom, and then I got things that I would need for the loom in this area as well, utilizing some space for storage. I wanted to make this loft area for some of the stuff. Like, this is supposed to be like a shop type place, but we do need those starter item stuff, so like a burr bed, and then, you know, kind of bulk storage. I put that up here in the loft kind of to hide it, because it doesn't really fit the aesthetic, but like I said, necessity. So we got that up here, and I like this section here. I got some of our food in this barrel, but the wall is looking a little plain, so I went ahead and made some maps of the area. And you can see that we're here on this map. And unfortunately, like, it's just a couple blocks of the front of this are cut off. Like, it might literally just be one or two blocks up there, which is very unfortunate. But I don't think it's worth adding another map just to have, you know, 2 pixels at the top of the map there. But I went ahead and added this area that I went ahead and cleared out. Like I said, this is going to be filled in with a ton of stuff, and so I think it's good that we have that there. Also, I kind of forgot to show you guys, but I did make a change to the island itself. So let's go ahead, let's take a look at that, because I didn't really show it off. Um, Most of the grass area back here, I kind of added myself. To kind of round it out a bit and give us a little bit more room back here. I have some plans for some other stuff I think would be nice on this island. And yeah, it is an island. It is disconnected there. I'm going to widen this up later. I just didn't want to bother moving my potatoes yet. Yeah, so we'll need to do that. But yeah, that's what we got going for the island there. And like I said, we're going to utilize some other space. Perhaps in another episode. I think we've done enough in this one because this has taken a very long time. Since it's taken such a long time, I don't want to have to go over every single thing because that would take way too long. But I do just want to point out that we have this minecart that goes back and forth. It really has no function other than just to add some movement into this area here. So it's not really delivering anything. It could be into this pot, and I kind of would like to set that up, but at the moment it is not. It does wrap around the back out here, and so there's a couple things I want to do on the back side of this building here, and I think I'm going to need some fence posts. Actually, I think I might try some iron bars. So I kind of want to make it look like back here that stuff is actually being lifted up into this minecart up here, and things are actually moving. Like I said, it's not at the moment, but again, I just want to make it look and feel like that. So I have an idea to take the smooth stone slabs, and I think we can do something like this. No, I need this one to be up a little bit. Alright, so what I want to do is put this clay pot up on this one. Kind of give that illusion of items being transferred up. And then I think this strip bamboo makes for a decent looking weight. So the idea is we have this weight that pulls this down, or that will come down, and it'll pull these items in the clay pot up. So let's just take a step back, see what that looks like. I think it's okay, although I'm not quite sure about the iron bars. I think we should swap that out for something. Alright, so I do think this andesite wall looks a lot better than those iron fences there. I think it's helping bring that illusion of we're trying to carry these items in this pot up using this weight here. And I think there's some more work that we could do on this side, but for now, I'm going to say that this side looks pretty good. And now I say we try to tackle this backside, because it's looking a little flat right now. I got this lantern hanging out, but other than that, it looks a little bit flat. So let's see if we can do something about that. Alright, and this is what I came up with. So, yeah, a lot of birch in here. Well, birch trapdoors, which I don't necessarily love, but I do think it's the right color to create that contrast with our foundational blocks there. Yeah, so I think that's going to do for now, too. And also, along with that, I did add something onto the roof. It's supposed to be like a antenna, you know, something electrical, like, I don't know. It's just, I didn't want the roof to be so bland, because from a distance, it does kind of make the difference. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a nice little touch. We might add some stuff up there later on as well. But I think there's also some work we need to do over here. So, kind of thinking of the idea of the place, what it is, and we'll get to the name in a second. But I want you to think of people boating in here, you know, trying to exchange goods, things like that. They're probably going to pull over into this area, and I want them to have a way to bring up the things that they are bringing to trade. So something to lift their goods up out of their boats and things like that. So I think first off, we need to get some boats in the water, bringing in those goods, kind of given that idea. And then let's make some hook crane thing to lift those things up. All right, so I got these boats in. I think that looks pretty good. And now we just need to have a crane coming out off the shop to actually extract from these chests. All right, and there's our crane. I kind of didn't have an idea for this, and I kind of just, started placing blocks. And I didn't even have the idea to actually pull up a boat, but I think that I love that idea. So I love how that looks there. Looks a little finicky up here, but I think that's fine. We just won't pay attention to that bit. And actually, I've been using this trick with clay pots, and I totally forgot to show you guys something, but that's what I'm using to hold the boat up there. And I actually use them in here to do something I'm pretty proud of. And you might have noticed, we got this lead that stretches across the ceiling here, and we actually got it connected to one of our cats. Yeah, sorry about that, cat. But I went in to have something that made it look like these lanterns were just hanging from a wire. And so I tried a couple different things, and I couldn't find anything that like looked really good. Like it was like either just put a floating block, and that was weird, or have a chain, but it was like the lead went through the middle of the chain. And I eventually came across the idea of putting a clay pot, and I think it works perfect. Like it's just the right size to make it look like it's attached to that lead and then holding up that lantern there. So I got one right there, and I have another over here, and I think that it's just a really nice touch to the build here, and it's probably my favorite part overall. I think that's a pretty cool looking thing, and I love using leads as decoration. I wish that like I could just attach leads to from one fence post to another, but unfortunately I gotta sacrifice some of our cats for this, so yeah. Alright, let's bring some much needed attention to the front of our base, and I've actually been refraining from naming this place, and I actually do have a name in mind, and that's kind of going to be our focus for the front here. So I'm going to go ahead and put these chains down, and then I want to use these hanging signs to display our name. So the name of this place, if people are bringing goods in and things like that, going to be buying, selling, and trading, I think that a good name for this is going to be Trader Cull. So I'm going to go ahead and try and make a sign for that. And I think to do that, like I could just make this C. But I don't think you'll be able to tell that very well from far away. So, or not even far away, just from the ground. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make each sign its own letter using some dashes and things like that. So let's see if we can make a C here. And then I'll take a stab at the other ones as well. Yeah, so I think we do this, and then do that again. And then we can add a bottom. I want another one of those. Yeah, then we can add a bottom piece like that. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Alright, so we got culls in there. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I wanted it to be centered, so I put just a little apostrophe with an S there. So we got the culls part, and then I think for the actual trader parts, I think I'm going to put a different sign. Kind of tilt this one, put it at an angle, and then put it up a little bit. And then here we're just going to say trader. So yeah, we get trader culls that way. Let's take a step back, see how that looks. Yeah, I like that a lot. Take a look at it from down here. Yeah, that looks really nice. I was gonna get glow ink sacks for this, but I kind of like the way that it looks now. It would be nice if the lines were a little bit bolder, but I don't really know what to do about that. We might edit it up a little bit, but for now, I think that looks pretty good. And yeah, let me know what you think about the name of that. I think it's like kind of like a play on Trader Joe's. But yeah, I think that would be pretty good, and I think it's very fitting for our starter base name. So yeah. Welcome to Trader Cull's. Alright, and we're not quite done yet. There is one more thing I want to do, and I think this is going to be pretty interesting here, but this is going to be kind of the welcome point for everybody as they make their way into our city here, and so I want to give them a special message. So that's why I've kind of left this area here blank, is because I want to put a sign there out of banners, kind of like a welcome message there for the people coming in to our city. So I'm going to take a shot at that, but I want to show you the first letter. because I think we can do something pretty cool with this. So we're gonna need some dye, both our white and our black. And let's see. I want to start with the letter B. I'll show you what the message is later, but let's just see if we can make a letter B right now. This might be the best we get to a B. Yeah, I'm not sure we can really... Oh, why does that not work? Can you not do any more with that? I guess you can only edit banners so much, but... yeah, so our welcome message is going to start with a B, but there's something I want to do before I actually put this up. And we're going to need our anvil for this. And I think we can actually name this. And I'll show you why in just a second. But we're going to name this Trader Culls. Just like that. Looks good. I'm going to use one of my XP levels. And we're going to go take this out here and put this up. And I think if I did this right, which I probably did not, we should be able to see something pretty cool on our map. So let's head up to the loft area, and I think I have to refresh the map, but I don't even know how to do that. Do I just hold it in my hand again? Okay, yeah, there's... Okay. No, okay, I'm actually really confused. I thought that if you named a banner, it would put something on your map. I'm gonna see about that. Alright, I just looked it up, and I guess I need to click on the banner with the map. Yeah, then we can see Trader Culls on the map there. So, yeah, we actually have it labeled on our map, and I think we can put this back up in our loft area. And then, yeah, it's a nice little marker as we're looking at our city here. I do hate that it is sideways, but I don't really know what we do about that fact. Alright, and with this last one, I think that finishes off our sign. And like I said, this is going to be a welcome sign, and we are making like a Venetian-style city. So I have written Benvenuto up here, which I believe, I don't know my Italian very well, I believe this means welcome. So I thought that was a nice sign to put on the side of our building there, kind of welcome everybody in as they come in. Hopefully, I know that like banners have like certain render distance or whatnot, but hopefully while we're over there we can see this sign, be reminded of that, of, you know, being welcome, and just our first episode here, getting things started, be a nice little reminder of that. So yeah, I really like this. I like the way that it looks on the side there. There were a couple letters I messed up, like E, and then I couldn't go back and fix it, and I literally was running out of dye, so I just figured I wouldn't. And then I've made a V before, and I could not remember exactly how I did it, and I was not going off a tutorial, but I think this satisfies. So Benvenuto there, in case you were curious, that is supposed to be a V. Yeah, so I really like that there, and I'm really pleased with our building here. We got a lot of stuff done today, and I'm pretty happy with it, and I think it's a good place to end. So yeah, when we come back next time, I kind of want to finish off the island by adding some more things, and then start expanding a bit. You know, we got a big canvas to work with, and I'm excited to see all the things that we can do. So yeah, benvenuto everybody, and I'll see you guys